So Parrish, bidding for a perfect night, had an infield single, walked, and now doubled. And there's Kirk Gibson thinking about what might have been. Here's Larry Herndon. He had an infield single, hit into a force play at third in the third inning. Strike. Mark Thurman is doing a high wire act in a windstorm out there. You wonder if he can possibly even make it halfway across, never mind going all the way. He's been in constant trouble. Herndon against Kansas City had a home run against left-hander Bud Black. 1-1.
The pitch that he's been able to get Herndon to swing at, and although he has the one base hit and infield hit, not really drive, has been that off-speed pitch, and he's been able to keep it down and away. He's shown him 2 fastballs, but his out pitch has been the off-speed.
And by the way, Rosema is still throwing down in the Detroit pen. Change, and he missed with that.
That was the one he wanted right there.
Well, Thurman with Parrish at second, 2 out, 5th inning. Padres leading 2-1. Lance does not have good running speed. Off the corner again.
The bullpen has indicated that they're ready. If he loses him, I'm sure he'll make the move.
How many pitches now? He's gone way out of sight.
111.
Oh, Williams knows he's not only on thin ice, one leg is broken through. 3-1 to Herndon, trying to pick up Parrish and get the Tigers even. Drive to right field. Gwynn going back to the track at the wall. Gone. And there's the home run by Larry Herndon to put the Tigers in front 3-2. And I guess Thurman, the old story, he pitched to one more batter too many.
3 balls and 1 strike to count, and that's the 2-0. The 2 balls and 1 strike, 3-1. Those are the cripple shooting counts, and that's the one that gets you in trouble. You can look for a pitch and get your whack, and that's what Herndon did. He drove it to the opposite field. He drove it
from third as opposed to second, including wild pitch and pass ball and balk and a 2-out error. So there's a little extra heat on Lawler as he works on Marty Castillo. Lemon bluffs down the line. Strike. So Chet Lemon, single, took second on the wild pitch, goes to third on the fly ball to center. No score, 2 out in the second inning. Castillo's only had 2 at-bats. That was in game 1 against Mark Thurman. He hit .234 during the year, and he had 4 home runs. Lemon at third, 2 out. 0-2. High foul off to the right. It does not appear to be playable. It is back in the seats.
One thing in this ballpark, though, being double-decked as it is, you can't give up on the ball and say it's in the stands. It will drift back. It'll kind of slide back. So it's a good idea to get over there and make sure it's in the stands.
And Kennedy sure did that. So Marty Castillo at the plate, no balls and 2 strikes. Does this take a curveball away from Lawler with a runner at third? If you're a catcher, you're worried about him bouncing another one?
No way. No. If you do that, then you're really hurting. You got to have confidence in your catcher.
All right, let's see what he does with the runner at third. Fastball, foul back. Well, he hadn't given him a breaking ball yet.
Where that really comes into play, Ben, that kind of thinking is with the knuckleballer, and that's why the knuckleballer becomes a luxury when there is a man on third. But if you're going to bounce that curveball, you have to have confidence in your catcher that he's going to block it. And both Parrish and Kennedy being as big as they are, they do a pretty good job of it.
A lot of people worrying about him as Lawler looks in. 0-2. Fastball. 1-2 the count to Marty Castillo. So we're still looking for that breaking ball. Sparky Anderson watching Lemon come down the line from third. 1-2. Fastball. High drive. Goodbye. Whitaker aboard on a break, and Alan Trammell the batter. To conclude the thought on Xiao's personality, there are those close to the San Diego scene that say his intelligence and sensitivity make it extremely difficult for him to pitch in a World Series game.
Anybody would take 90 pounds of books to spring training, and that's what he did. You know, Wiggins tried to get it started for San Diego with Whitaker on, and the count of 1 ball, they could put a play on and take it right to San Diego.
So here's Trammell now with Whitaker aboard. 2-0. Xiao, among other things, is a marvelous guitar player. In fact, I've heard him play Take Me Out to the Ball Game in jazz, and you can't realize how talented he is until you hear him do it. Might be looking for a hit-and-run play because Whitaker is a little bit more than a break-even base stealer, that's all.
Last thing that Kennedy does is the location. They're looking for a fastball to the outside part of the plate.
2-0. Oh, I got to tell you, last night's hero was Marty Castillo.
Yep.
He was a little late coming into the Tiger clubhouse. Roger Craig said he must have been on Good Morning Tijuana. 2-0 to Alan Trammell.
A lot of fans listening there.
High drive into deep left field. Back goes Martinez, away back. It's gone. To second base. So that is the second San Diego error. And the batter Trammell, and of course Allen hit one out. Wiggins bird dogging at second to cut down Whitaker's lead. There's a strike. 0-1. Remember, before Trammell homered, Xiao had fallen behind 2-0, and you just know he was saying to himself, I gotta get ahead of him this time. Allen's having a big series. 7 for 13, a home run, 4 RBIs. Short hop by Kennedy.
They got to try to cut Whitaker's lead at second base to help the outfielders, because any ball that gets there, they're taking off. They're running.
The Padres do not have a good throwing outfield, do they?
No, they don't.
1-1. The first wave of the day breaks upon the shore. Breaking ball hit to deep left field. Back goes Martinez. Goodbye. Watching the game, I'm sure, is an outfielder who played on the 44 Cardinals with Stan Musial, won the World Series, Danny Litweiler.
Sure, I know Danny.
Well, Danny, among other things, was the baseball coach at Michigan State. He convinced Steve Garvey and gave him a scholarship to go to State to play baseball. He talked Kirk Gibson into playing baseball. He was a football player. And I'm sure Litweiler is sitting back saying, my boys are doing well.
Danny, good right-hand hitter.
He also coached Dick Hauser at Florida State. And there it goes from Michigan State and all of Tigerdom. 4-3 Detroit. Fouled away. Parrish singled, twice flied to left. In the 5th inning, his fly ball was important. He went deep enough to left to Martinez that Gibson could get to second. And he lines it to left. Back goes Martinez. Gone.
Fastball hitter sit on a fastball,
and they will walk Gibson, I believe, with Parrish coming up. There's no error, by the way. That is ruled a sacrifice fielder's choice. But Templeton knows how it's scored in his own scorebook. It figures they'll take the bat right out of Gibson's hand. And now Dick Williams is going to go out there because Kennedy held up 4 fingers and then went out to the mound. Well, let's see.
Well, you gotta believe that he's going to put him on with 4 pitches. But if he starts to fool around and throw a couple pitches and get a couple strikes, don't you know that Sparky will be screaming about that Raleigh Fingers Johnny Bench play?
That's right. You have to turn the clock back with 2 strikes on Bench. Dick went out to the mound, caught the fingers. Tennis held his hand out. Zip was going to put him aboard. Suddenly, Tennis dropped into a crouch. Bingo, strike 3.
Well, they're making a decision here, and Williams is in charge.
You know what's interesting? Kirk Gibson made his major league debut, his very first at-bat in the big league, against Goose Gossett. That's a great way to break in. And Gossett struck him out on 3 pitches.
Blew him away, Sparky says.
And maybe because of that, Gossett is saying, I can get him. Well, we'll see. Ball 1. The infield is up. They give Gibson the left field foul line. Brown is in left. And there